thank everybody for being here. We have an honored guest in our midst tonight. I just found out her a little while ago. A lady named Rebecca, who came all the way from Australia to be with us.
Oh my goodness.
All the support we can get. I don't want to get into my story too much. You basically told what happened to me. Basically, I was framed for a murder. I was in a motorcycle gang in California, riding through New Mexico with 4 friends. And we got stopped and pulled over and convicted, put on death row for a murder that a police officer had done that they were trying to cover up for. After 2 years on death row, this police officer, I was 9 days from execution. For you legal eagles out there, my case was right in between Greg and Furman, which one gave us the death penalty, the other took it away. I was right in between. It was okay to kill us quick, so they tried to do it. I was 9 days from execution. This cop, this murderer, said he found Jesus, walked into a church, and confessed to the pastor what he did. And the pastor, of course, took him to the police department and had him say everything that happened there. That's my story in a nutshell. I just want to get into basically what witness to innocence is. When a man gets out on death row, we got a saying in prison, it's called nothing coming, because that's what you have when you get out. When I got out, I got a pink jumpsuit on, it says death row on the back, I got shower flip-flops. I don't even have underwear, because with underwear you can make little ropes and hang yourself before they get to kill you. So I didn't have that either. Then you got to step out into the world and try to make it in the world. Try getting a job when you can't explain the last few years where you've been. You just aren't going to get it. When I got out, I couldn't find a job anywhere. Nobody hired me. I come from a small town. People had read in the paper everywhere. I wasn't Ron Keine, the innocent man. I was Ron Keine, had something to do with some murder out west somewhere. And I couldn't get a job anywhere. I tried everywhere. Nobody would hire me. I had friends I went to school with. Man, I need a job. I need to eat. There's days I didn't get to eat at all. And those days I had to make a decision. Am I going to go commit a crime? I just came from crime school. Oh yeah, I got at least an associates in that now. I can tell you all kinds of crimes and how to do them. I learned them all in there. I learned them from all the guys that are in there. That doesn't make sense to me, okay? I don't think they were that good at it. So I got to make that decision. I could go to a dope man or something and sell dope, make some good money, but I'm going to end up back in there. It's very hard to do that when you're living under bridges in the back seat of abandoned cars and stuff like that. Very hard when you're hungry not to go and steal something. Very hard to do that. But when nobody will give you a job, what else can you do? That's what a lot of guys do. They do stuff like that. I couldn't even get a job at McDonald's. Guess I didn't have enough acne or something. I don't know. You ever see those people? Some look like they've been bobbing for French fries. Anyway, trying to get a job, I couldn't get one. I finally did obtain work and went on with my life and all that. And I became chair of my local Republican Party. State up, sit down, please. Yeah. Yeah, for 2 years I was a chairman of the party. What witness to innocence does, it will take people like me and take me in. We hear of somebody getting out. What we attempt to do is give them a harbor light, a beacon, some place to go so they don't have to do that. We lose our people to suicide. My best friend who went to death row with me, 10 years, he was my buddy. We traveled the country on our Harleys together. Canada, Mexico. We joined the gang in California together, a motorcycle gang. 10 years I rode with this guy. He got off death row, got so desperate he couldn't find work or anything like that. This is a big, strong, 275-pound man. His name was Doc. When people ask him, why they call you Doc, he says, because I'll tell them to. This big, strong man got into drinking real quick when he got out, drinking 2 bottles a day. Next thing you know, went out and committed suicide. That's hard to take. Before I took off on my motorcycle trip across the country, it was I was going to be a psychologist. I was attending Gestalt Psychology Institute in Cleveland. And I blame myself for his death sometimes because I figure I should have seen some of these signs. I should have seen it, but sometimes you get so close to something, you don't see it. That's just my buddy cutting up again. I don't see that. You can't be that. You don't want to accept anything like that. But it happened. We lose a lot of people when they get out. They go right for the liquor store, right for the dope man. This is what we have to stop. And still, both of those things are going to lead them right back into prison. Some of those people that have been there in prison for 20 years, they don't know how to use a cell phone. They don't know the internet. They don't know what a laptop is. All the while people of those ages are in college. They're learning, they're getting degrees. People are learning job skills. They're learning technical things that are going to help them in their life. They're learning careers. They're starting legacies and all that. These guys aren't. They're laying in their bunk, vegetating. They know nothing. They can't get out and compete in the job market. So this is what happens. And then they turn to other things because God gave us one thing. He made us survivors. He didn't tell us in the Bible if you sell dope or rob a store, you know, you're going to go to hell per se. But he gave us this self-survivor thing, and this is what we use. And it takes, you know, you really got to have something going, something help on the outside. Almost all of us, there's 140 of us right now that have been freed from death rows in the country. That's 140 of us that have been convicted by a jury of our peers. There were no bikers on that jury, by the way. A jury of our peers found to be guilty beyond any reasonable doubt, sentenced to death and put on death row to die. That's 140 of us, or they made mistakes at. Some were mistakes, some were on purpose. Everybody that's in our Witness to Innocence group also, almost everybody, there might be one or two that doesn't, has post-traumatic stress disorder. For you people who know what that is, it's something that happens after a trauma. It could be a trauma from a car accident. It could be somebody got shot, they almost died, and they got this trauma. They're going to carry this unless they get some help. Try going to death row, and every day you know you're going to die. Every day you wake up, you get re-traumatized because you know you're going to die. You got a calendar on your wall where you put X's. You know exactly how long you got to live once they give you a date because you're counting down the X's. And you're hoping any day something from the outside happens. Somebody comes to save you. Somebody finds who the real murderer is. It's harder for somebody who's innocent. Guys that are being punished in prison that are guilty, at least they got some solace in knowing, well, okay, I did the crime, I'll do the time. A whole lot different on death row and a whole lot different for somebody who's innocent. I wasn't there because of anything I did. I was here because somebody is doing this to me. I no longer have control of my life. I eat, drink, walk, wake up, anything when somebody else tells me to. I got no control of my life. It's all controlled by somebody who I know is going to kill me because they tell me about every week that they are going to kill me. I can't even make that decision. Witness to Innocence takes guys like me, like the rest of us here. We try to get us together. We get a camaraderie. There's a few of us that go out and speak. It's very hard to get a speaker. One of the things of post-traumatic stress system, they say, of disorder, is one of the good ways to deal with it is to talk about it. The problem is with a lot of guys, they get up and talk about it, and it's a re-traumatization all over again. You gotta go have a six-pack when you're done with that. So we try to get these guys together, let them know they got a brotherhood here. We help them out, get us, and we're working now on a compensation bill. We're trying to get a compensation, not just for us, for all death row exonerees across the country. We're starting to go into other countries now because they're calling us over. We're starting to get the word out, and this is what we do. We're basically a speakers bureau now. Have you announced yet what we're going to do? You want me to do it? This week, one of the things that we're doing here, we're opening up our first satellite chapter, Witness to Innocence, and it's going to be the Texas Witness to Innocence. Wow. We're coming down coming here with a whole bunch of people, we're coming here with money. And we're gonna spend it to the end of the death penalty, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And we're looking for help, we're looking for people who are loved ones of people on death, or that have been exonerated. That's what we're dealing with basically now, exonerated. Woman's gonna talk about this more, I believe. Or you want me to? Okay.
You're on a roll.
I'm like that comedian Ron White. He says I had the right to remain silent, but not the ability. In my trial, my judge offered to gag me 4 or 5 times because I kept objecting. We want to build this chapter, and we want to get our guys out speaking. We want them to get into colleges. If you're in a college, you're in a school, talk to the superiors there, the professors, the teachers, the student groups, get us in to speak. A lot of times they can blend their monies together to get it in to speak, because there's expenses and stuff. And kind of support what we're doing, let people know what we're doing here. And if you have events going on, something about death penalty to do with death penalty, let us know. Let us know. We want to come there and help you out. I want to thank you for your time.